Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Donnette Carter with the Tulare Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be back and chat.
I'm going to put you on hold for just a second. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not a native from this part of California. I'm a native from Southern California. And years ago, we'd drive up through the Central Valley, and there's all this beautiful farmland and stuff. But there wasn't much in the way of towns. You know, the towns that were there kind of seemed small. But I moved up here in '93, and since that time, the Central Valley has just blossomed, and not in an agricultural way, in growth in every way that you could think of. And Tulare County, great things are happening in Tulare County. It's no longer that little spot that you drove through on your way north. I mean, you got the big ag fair that just happened, but there's a lot of other things that go on there at the fairgrounds, and your industry's growing, and of course agriculture's still growing. I mean, does it get any better than that?
You know what? It doesn't.
Yeah.
I love the Central Valley and
It's
being
great.
a part of this, traditionally ag environment. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, we, in every community within our valley, we have really transitioned to a lot of different types of industry that make up the economies of the Central Valley, and the same thing for Tulare. But when you get back down to it and you just take a look at all of the beautiful ag land that we have, all of the different products we grow, the animals we raise, I mean, we are the area that truly feeds the world. I could get that out. So,
That's not just a slogan.
It is not.
You may have better figures than what I can remember, but somebody said we're like the 8th largest producer of agricultural products in the world.
Yeah, we are it. I think we are our own little world sometimes.
And it's amazing. And it's amazing in so many ways, but the growth that's happening here, the population that's moving in, that has brought with it the growth in supportive industries, and in marketing and the growth of schools and light industry and all this stuff. And like I say, Tulare didn't miss out on that. There's a lot of exciting things happening.
There really are. We have a lot of development that's been happening. Even if we just look at the last year or two alone, a lot of infill of projects where we saw some retailers that left the area or closed down, like Mervyn's. So we just got all the infill in a lot of those projects, as well as new projects that are coming. We're very excited about what's going to be happening at Cartmill in 99.
What's happening at Cartmill in 99?
A lot of projects. I cannot announce everything right now, but there are a number of projects that are in the works that are going to happen there. So we're very excited about that, as well as many other areas of town. We have this new, I think, rebirth of energy in our downtown area too. So we have some new restaurants coming. We have an escape room. So I hear those are pretty interesting and fun to go to.
I've not heard of those.
Yeah, that's where you get locked in a room. You get all these clues, and then you have to get yourself out. That's the part that I know about. I haven't experienced one yet.
Okay,
but
great for claustrophobia.
Yeah, probably. Jeez. But it's supposed to be a lot of fun. Yeah. There are a couple other, restaurants. We've had new restaurants opening, but there are more that are coming. And so we've got a coffee shop that's going to be opening down there soon. And just had some other projects as well. So these are just more things that are happening. So we're pretty excited about that, and as well as home building too. So a lot of housing development. So
being one of the great things about the new housing developments throughout the Central Valley, and Tulare is definitely a big part of that, is the affordability of these homes. Beautiful homes, new homes, and they're very affordable in today's market. It doesn't get any better. It's just great. So
it's a great place to live and to raise your families.
Yeah.
We were just having this discussion at an economic meeting that I was at about the quality of education that we have, and then the quality of living within our communities. And of course I'm going to push Tulare first, but I grew up in all of Tulare County. I've experienced all of that. So all of our communities, here and throughout our valley.
I'm going to stop you right there, because there's a word that you've used multiple times. That word is community.
Yes.
And, one of the great things about, like, Tulare, there is still that very strong feeling of community, You don't get it in the bigger cities and stuff, but you can't buy that. It's great.
You know what? I absolutely support all that is community. I mean, that's really that feeling of home. And we had moved out of the area, and we moved back ourselves 2.5 years ago. We were only, we were only gone 2 years, and we were 2.5 years ago came back. And just for that sense of community and family that exists within the Tulare County area, and we, truly enjoy being a part of what's happening in our communities and knowing that people rely on each other. And that happens for us within the Chamber of Commerce too. We recently had an event. We brought in 90 people who volunteered and brought in 159 new members to the Chamber in 2.5 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was pretty amazing. And we all had fun doing it. It was a great celebration at the very end of those 2.5 days. But that reminds us too of community, because it's people who believe in what the Chamber is doing as a champion for businesses and a champion for the community. And then those folks get on board because they believe that too.
Oh, yeah. And think about it. 2.5 days, 100, how many?
159
159.
members.
That also speaks to the growth that's taking place.
Absolutely.
You don't get that kind of membership growth if you don't have, community growth. So that's great. You just had the big Ag Expo, was it in February?
Yes.
And what I found is that huge fairground, which, the Ag Expo is like, it's known worldwide, and you get people come from all over the world. But that only goes like for 3 or 4 days, and then it's gone. But the fairgrounds, they do a lot of things. They got horse shows going on there, and they got other fairs and events. You said something about Valentine's Day's coming up. Is there something going on there on Valentine's Day? Did you say?
Oh well, when we were talking before, World Ag Expo usually happens during Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
kind of
right,
we're past a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, and we have 2 properties, because you have the World Ag Expo, which takes place at the International Agri Center.
Right.
So that's one property, and then in our downtown area, we have our Tulare County Fairgrounds. Okay. So we actually are very fortunate that we have a lot of activity that happens at both of those properties, but definitely a lot of equine events. We have coming up the Antique Farm Equipment Show, which is a lot of fun too. That's coming up this month, as well as other activities that happen, like I said, on both grounds. I was just there for a big volleyball tournament at International Agri Center last weekend. So a lot of multi-use facilities, and bring a lot of people to town. And definitely during World Ag Expo, 100,000 guests that we have come into town.
Yeah, a couple people for the weekend.
I know. They kind of fill up throughout the valley. The hotels are basically taken care of, during that period of time for sure.
Well, Donnette, thanks for being on the show today.
I appreciate
Why don't you keep us posted on what's going on in Tulare? Exciting things are happening all the time, and
Yeah, we one of those things we have coming up too is our annual Business Expo, and it is happening at the International Agri Center in the Heritage Complex. That is happening on April the 11th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
We definitely want to share information. We have over 40 booths that will be promoting their products and services. We have some great food sampling from some of our local restaurants. And it's really just that opportunity for the community to see what is available within the community. So it's not just business to business, but it's also, residents looking at what they can, avail themselves.
And we have a webpage?
Absolutely. It's TulareChamber.org.
Okay. Facebook?
And Facebook, same thing, Tulare Chamber of Commerce. So definitely follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to keep up to date.
You get a lot of good stuff.
We also have a free e-blast system too, so you can get on our e-blasts as well, and you get a weekly e-blast of what's happening in our community of Tulare, as well as some of the surrounding areas, because we're all really good about partnering to share what's happening when we're doing, tourism promotion and event promotion. We also want to let people know too that we have the State of the City event coming for Tulare. So our mayor will be a featured speaker along with our district supervisor, and we have our assembly member and our state senator coming in. So we're going to do a State of the City, State of the County, and State of the State to really inform our business community and community at large, and that's on May 10th. So definitely the website has all of the information. We have workshops and all kinds of things to get people educated and to come out and have fun at events and
so
connect.
Much different than what it used to be in such a great way.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always great.
Keep us posted. Come on back. We'll talk more about it. I mean, it's like every month new things are happening all over the place.
All the time.
You betcha.
So, thank you.
And I'll see you when we come back.
Great.